Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope wherever you are it's bright and sunshiny like it is here, because it is gorgeous. Got to ride the bike today. It's humid, which where I live, that it's normal. It's humid here, but beautiful day. Hope it's beautiful where you are. So I've mentioned on the channel many times that in the past that I've been interested in doing voice work. In fact, part of the reason why I even started this show in the first place was I had a friend who encouraged me to do more with my voice. He had heard, promotional spots that I had done for some friends and whatnot, and he said, you really should do more with your voice. And I said, okay. And so that's kind of, I started this show for a slew of different reasons, but that was I did a list. I literally did a list of pros and cons of starting this channel. And one of the pros was practice, voice practice. Because unless you've done this, unless you've sat down and talked to nothing, there's nobody in here. It's just me and this camera, which represents you, and this microphone, which represents a microphone. There's nothing going on in here. And so to have this conversation that I'm having right now takes a lot of practice. And if you've never turned a camera on yourself and attempted to do any sort of conversational message, try it. It's actually really hard to do. You'll play it back and you'll hear yourself talking like a thing that you're just trying to pronounce the words and not, or you'll be talking really fast because you just want to get it out real quick. And it takes a while to learn how to talk to nothing. It's really weird. So part of the reason the show started was to practice that. And I'm still very interested in doing voice work. And in particular, I would love to do voice acting. I don't have an acting degree. I have participated in improvisational theater in the past. I wasn't a, what do you call the kids at school that do that thing? Thespian or anything like that. I've always enjoyed pretending. I've always enjoyed make-believe and making characters and trying to make them believable. And that's just something that I've done from, I've never let that go. As a child playing with my G.I. Joes, voicing the characters, and I still do it. I'm not going to lie. Normally with inanimate objects, like I'm Mr. Knife, or whatever. Anyway, I'm not doing it for you right now. But the point is, I would like to do more voice work. What I just said is a prime example of why I shouldn't be doing voice work. So about 4 months ago, I decided to do an experiment. Now, if you want to get into voice work, one of the places that people always say, you got to go do this. There's a few sites that exist, but the biggest that people always point to, got to be here, is Fiverr. Now, if you're not aware of what Fiverr is, Fiverr started as a website where you could say, I'll do this for $5. Whatever it is, whatever your skill is, you could lay out a business card for somebody, or write them a poem, or draw something for them, or do voice work for them for $5. Now, it's no longer really about the $5. That's what it used to be. It's more about now you can kind of set pricing tiers. You can see this is what I'll do for $5, and if you want these add-ons, it's $25. But it's a place that voice work is extremely relevant. There's a lot of voice actors on there, and there's a lot of people seeking voice work. And it's really interesting if you've never thought about doing voice work, and it's something that you've never looked into, you might be surprised at how much voice work there is available. Just doing greetings, or saying hello to somebody, or little one-liners for a video game or a commercial or whatever. There's tons of that work available. And the talent pool is widely varied. So Fiverr is a place where you can go. So about 4 months ago, I made an account and I set up a Fiverr page. On Fiverr, it's called a gig. And it's just like getting a gig. Like a band would get a gig, or whatever. So if somebody likes your page and wants to work with you, they'll submit you a work request. Say, hey, I've got this project. Here's what I do. My gig was something like for $5, I would do 150 words or something like that. And for each additional add-on, I would do more work. I would sound edit or whatever needed to be done. And I just put it up. And I pretended like I was a nobody. I pretended like I didn't have 20-something thousand subscribers here. I pretended like I didn't have 3,000 subscribers on Twitter or whatever I have. And I just didn't tell anybody. I didn't email a single person. This is the first time I've told anybody that I have a Fiverr page. And I wanted to see if there was any sort of natural turnover. Like, what would the person who does not have an online presence, what would their method be to get into this thing? And what I found is there isn't one. I got exactly 0 gigs in the last 3 months off of Fiverr. I've never even had a request. I've had 2 messages that were like, hey, we want to work, just spam messages. Click this link and or send us an email at this thing, which is not allowed on Fiverr, by the way. Which they send that stuff to everybody because they want to say, hey, we need this, 1,000-word script read and we'll give you $10 and you can get some exposure or whatever. It was complete spam. I've got 2 of those messages and that's it in 3 months' time. And I put together a really nice page. I made it look good. I did a really good video explaining who I am and what I do, links to all my stuff. I made my gigs very competitive. I did a whole lot of research. I got 0 interest. That's to be expected. Honestly, if you want to try to start something, especially like a work from home job like that, you have to know people. You have to have like the pebble that you throw down the mountain to start the landslide. Otherwise, it's never going to start. If you don't have that pebble, you're just another random snowflake. That was not a political message, by the way. I would like to retract my previous statement and say that you're just a random piece of dirt. Okay, yeah, this is why I shouldn't be speaking. So I got zero things. Now I have done voice work. I've told you this. I've done work for other YouTube channels. I've done promotional work for friends. I've done podcast work. I've done voice work. I do this show. So Fiverr was not, it honestly wasn't something that I was hoping would take off because I don't need another job right now. I already do too many things. I don't need more pressure. So it was more or less, when I launched it, I thought about tweeting the link many times. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to see if I ever get any traction, and I got 0. But what did happen recently, this has absolutely no relation to Fiverr, I got a voice gig just yesterday. Well, the relationship was developed last week. We came to an agreement. I did the recording yesterday, and I had a blast doing it. And that came from a friend. That came from a friend who I've known for a few years now, who knew a guy who needed help and pushed that, and here's this, and there you go. Ta-da, I did voice work for somebody. I did a voice acting gig. I did exactly what I wanted to do. I played a character. I got a spreadsheet with direction and my lines and the setting, and awesome. Amazing way to get voice work is by just telling people, hey, I want to do voice work. Jumping in and saying, I'm going to get a Fiverr page and man, I'm going to be awesome on that and people are going to pay me $5. If you don't know anybody, you need to first start by building relationships because this is an online world and doing voice work is an online job. And if you don't know anybody online, if you have no online presence, jumping into this is nearly impossible. I would have never got that gig if it wasn't for knowing a friend who knows that I would like to do voice work. As you can see, 0 responses on Fiverr in 3 months. So that's my take. I would love to know if you have any experience on Fiverr. Have you ever bought anything there? I have actually bought a few things there. Or have you ever offered anything there? Or do you even make a living there? Not sure. I'd love to hear what you think. I would love to know if you have any voice work that you need done. Email me, chevee@thedailyshed.com. I'm always open. Comments below. Let me know what you think of Fiverr and how your day's going. Because I love hearing from you guys every single day. It makes my day wonderful. But it's Wednesday. I'm going to go play board games and have fun with my friends in real life. I wish my internet friends could come along. Maybe someday we'll figure a way to do that. But for now, thank you for watching. As always, thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing and coming back every day and making me a part of your day. I love you for it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from chandra.harvard.edu. What does the X in X-ray stand for? You know, that's something I've always wondered. Huh. The answer is that a German physicist, Wilhelm Röntgen, I can't say that, discovered a new form of radiation in 1895. He called it X radiation because he didn't know what it was. Yes, it's as simple as that. This mysterious radiation had the ability to pass through many materials that absorb visible light.